This is one of the Essent power stations in the Netherlands that supplies energy for over 2 million residents, as well as businesses, factories, hospitals, and other high-quantity users. It's a unique power station because it not only operates on gas and coal, but also on natural products like wood pellets. And it also transforms raw agricultural materials, such as vegetable oils, pressed olives, or palm fruits, into energy. It's called biomass, and it has everything to do with sustainable energy.
Most Dutch power stations use natural gas, oil, or coal as their fuel. These are known as fossil fuels. They release greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide into the atmosphere as they burn. At the moment, around 3% of the energy supply in the Netherlands is sustainably produced from wind, hydro, solar, biogas or biomass. That figure is set to reach 10% by the year 2020.
Why is sustainable energy so important? It's simple, because we don't want to use up the Earth's precious resources. There's just so much gas and coal to go around. Someday it will all be gone. There's also the Kyoto International Agreement, which states that every country must regulate the discharge of carbon dioxide and other harmful emissions. And think about the greenhouse effect. Do you realize that by the end of this century, 80% of the North Pole will have melted because of what we humans do on this planet? With that in mind, think about clean, safe, sustainable energy. That is exactly what Essent Energy is doing, and that is why they want to be the first one in operation.
Essent is an energy company. Essent produces and sells electricity, gas and heat to 2.5 million consumers and businesses. In total, Essent-operated power stations generate over 25,000 gigawatt-hours electricity. With over 10,000 employees in Holland, Germany and Belgium, and a turnover of 6.3 billion euros, Essent is the biggest energy company in the Netherlands. Essent is the market leader in sustainable energy production in the Netherlands and an international authority on the subject.
Naturally, it's good policy for Essent to be the authority on sustainable energy, but they also have to prove that they can do it. Just because they know that the raw materials come from, for example, wood pellets from Canada, and that they're sustainably cultivated, processed, and transported, how can we be absolutely sure of this? How do we know, as consumers or client, that everything is all right?
Essent manages all the steps in the biomass chain, including sourcing, from the plantation to processing in the factory, via our storage facilities, transportation overseas and on land to the power stations. The burning process, then energy generation. And finally, the delivery to the client. From source to customer. Essent has a strict control and certification system for each step along the way. Together with an independent agency, audits are carried out to award biomass shipments the Essent GreenGold certificate. The result is clean, traceable, sustainably produced and processed biomass, transformed into sustainable energy. The whole production process from sourcing to processing must meet local laws and regulations. Also, preservation of biodiversity and the ecosystem of the local areas is very important. Replanting, fertilization, water treatment and excellent working conditions all play an important role.
But it's a lot easier said than done. How can you possibly check everything? With documents, declarations, audits, random inspections, and so on and so on? It is a problem that there's no clear-cut certification policy for the entire biomass process. However, there is, for example, an FSC certification policy for wood and a United Nations code for agricultural products such as Agenda 21. International transportation codes also apply, and ISO quality codes are followed by Essent power stations. In order to control the entire processing chain, Essent must adjust and extend a large part of the system and codes.
The transportation and storage facilities also have strict codes which guarantee that biomass is free from contamination from other cargo and that all storage facilities are clean. Annually, Essent imports over 1 million tons of liquid and solid biomass through sea vessels, all stored under precise conditions. From Rotterdam, solid biomass, like wood pellets, is transported in barges to the Ammer power plant in Geertruidenberg. Here, the biomass is co-fired with coal. Essent's goal is to make a large part of its biomass certified according to the Green Gold label. Liquid biomass sources like distillates or residues from vegetable oils, generally referred to as biofuels, are used in gas-fired power plants like Essent's Klaus power plant. The biofuel is shipped to the power plant and pumped into large tanks. Like solid biomass, biofuels are co-fired with gas. Biomass can also be processed by combustion in special, dedicated bio-power plants, such as the one in Kauk. This means that this power plant produces exclusively renewable electricity. Essent's Green Gold label guarantees that the biomass is sustainable, not only according to the law, but over the entire production chain, from plantation to consumer.
And all these documents, checks, statements, audits, random tests, etc., are specifically filed for each cargo shipment and then delivered in this dossier. For example, this one comes from Malaysia. Now, these files indicate that this cargo has the Essent GreenGold seal of approval. This is their official permanent stamp. But does this count for transport? Well, if you figure that a shipment coming from somewhere in the world emits less carbon dioxide per ton than, for example, a freight truck coming from the north of Holland, and they're both delivering their loads to one of the Essent power stations, then I think so.
The specifications of the biomass play a vital role in the combustion process and the subsequent emissions. The electricity is produced from heat, which runs a turbine engine that drives a generator, which in turn produces electricity. Green power for Essent's customers. Essent has invested approximately 200 million euros in the development and construction of power plants using energy generated from biomass.
And now you have a better idea what sustainable energy is. You can definitely say it's green, because Essent guarantees quality in each step of the chain. You would expect quality in the whole production process from, say, an automobile manufacturer. But in the energy department, it's still quite new. When a consumer reads a label on a package of yogurt, they would expect the contents to be exactly what they say they are. And with energy, you can expect sustainable energy to be just that. Dependable, durable, clean, safe, and lasts a long time. And that's what Essent Energy is. Sustainable.